After battling with fuel pump issues on the first loop, it all went wrong on the final stage for Sue and Tom Hind, sliding off the road backwards into retirement. Taking their first class win since the Border Counties, Andy Struthers and Pete Wheel had their best run of the season. Andy excited at the prospect of finally having his own car ready for the Speyside stages.
So well done, Andy, you've won your class today. You must be happy with that.
Yeah, it's a great result today. I feel like I'm finally starting to come along.
You're starting to gel with everything.
Yep, everything's good.
And you said you enjoyed the stages more today as well.
I did, yeah. Apparently everyone else found them hard, but I thought they were pretty good.
Returning to the SRC for the first time since the Border Counties, Neil Cowan Jr. was running well until his gearbox failed in stage 4. This left Thomas Gray in charge of the class once again. Another solid run under his belt, he cruised to his 4th class win this season.
Which Thomas Gray was thinking about selling, got David Wilson.
Yeah, it's been pretty good all day really. It's a wee bit rough in the morning we found, but some of the stages in the afternoon were a lot better, so a lot more consistent. So I was maybe going a wee bit too hard into the tight stuff and overshooting it, so I just took it back a wee bit and found it so much quicker, so another learning curve. But
retiring on stage 1 with electrical problems, Douglas Cameron and Paul Wood were disappointed not to be able to show their pace. Also retiring, Scott Beattie unfortunately blew the Sunbeam's engine on SS4. Throttle problems slowed Stephen Belshaw in the morning, but having fixed the issue in service, he retired on SS5 with a cracked gearbox casing. Grabbing third in the SRC class points, Tariq Fazal had another solid run in his 205. After winning the class on the reverse, Simon Hay and Callan Jaffrey led once again at first service, but in the end had to settle for second, although they now have a commanding points lead in the championship. Taking the Class 3 and 205 challenge win by 40 seconds, Donald and Scott Peacock had another great run. Their only issue was a suspect rear wheel bearing, giving them some wobbly wheel moments.
Been very good. Some of the stages have been a bit up and down, but the last four stages have been really good with Fair and Scott's going with the notes very good, but we've been catching the car in front a little bit. He's a wee bit underpowered, there's something wrong with him, but we've had an excellent day, so that's what we're wanting. Good fun.
Good stuff.
There was carnage in Class 4. First to go was Scott Macbeth, retiring in first service with a broken gearbox. He was followed out by Angus Laurie and George Myatt, the Corsa's engine expiring on stage 4. After a lot of pre-event preparation, a catalogue of electrical problems at the rally start put an extremely frustrated Jim Robertson on the back foot once again. Despite his best efforts on the first 3 stages, he finally slipped OTL at the start of stage 4. The last time we saw Jordan Black C2, it looked like this. After a major rebuild, he was back. Despite suffering a down in power engine, he made it to the finish third in class and top of the C2 challenge. On only his second SRC event, Murray Coulthard took his first finish on the gravel and grabbed second in class, catching cars for much of the day. Alex Curran and Heather Grisedale had another adventurous day. This was stage 2.
Keep left, caution press, turn immediate hairpin right. Immediate hairpin hairpin right with a tight exit then. 50. Crest left one in. 60 down.
He followed this up with a misheard note on 3.
And then 50 through gate, left 5. Then 40, turn left 9. By the arrow, by the arrow. 60, bump through bumps, wipers on, water splash.
On 4 they lost third gear, Alex concentrating on that and managing to forget his left from his right. Despite all the issues, they took a second class win of the season by 96 seconds and strengthened their points lead in the championship.
So Aki, you've won your class today. What a great season the pair of yous are having.
Yes. We're having a great season, yes. We're having loads of laughs and loads of sideways.
You were saying there's been a problem with the car today though.
Ah, yes. Well, we were coming into Dumfries and we heard this kind of ting-ting noise and something bouncing down the road. And I thought, that's maybe just a stone falling off the car. And then when we got into service, it was the actual bolts fell out the front of the sun guard. So I think the poor woman in behind us has been a bit of a puncture.
Now a grandad, Willie Stewart had a solid run in the Mark 1 to second in class. He was more concerned with getting home to see his grandson again. Taking the class by over a minute and a half, Steve Bannister and Louise Ray also managed 10th overall, despite Steve feeling he wasn't at his best this time out. Another crew suffering on the Scottish, Ross MacDonald and Matthew Johnson lost the exhaust in the first loop. This meant Ross couldn't hear the notes very well. On 4 they were forced out with gearbox failure, putting an end to a bad day. This left Caroline Carslaw to cruise to her second class win this season, also receiving the award for the top lady driver. After Grant Ingalls retired on SS1, this left the Mcknight family as the only Class 8 crew. On their local rally, they romped home to a top 2-wheel drive and a top 10 finish after the drive of the day.
I didn't think I was going to push as hard either. I hope we've got Steve Bannister. We had a good lead going into that last stage, so I hope I've done enough. But really enjoyed it. Brilliant.
Can you give me car 15?
Donald and Rachel Brooker secured third in Class 9 after a cautious day in the forests. Second in class after winning the Jim Clark was also Gordon Murray's second ever finish in the Escort. Returning after missing the Reavers, Robert Harkness and Mike Curry grabbed the win in Class 9 by over a minute and a half. Very good result as they were on tyres that had already completed 3 events.
Great day, last stage fantastic. Nothing wrong with the car and just getting quicker all day, so very happy.